I am never watching you again. After 3, almost 4 years of fans persisting and hashtagging Release the Snyder Cut online, Warner Brothers has finally given Zack Snyder the permission to release his full 4-hour vision of Justice League on HBO Max, or Crave if you're in Canada like me. That's right, 4 hours, and I sat down and I finished the whole thing, and I'm here to tell you that Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, was worth it. So before I go gushing about this movie, I'll get the negatives out of the way for a second. Yes, it's 4 hours long. There's definitely parts in this movie you can feel that could have been cut a little bit. You could have trimmed that out. You didn't really need that scene. And there's some setups for a sequel that, let's be honest, we're probably not gonna get. There's an epilogue at the end of this movie, because this movie is told in chapters. And for the most part, I thought the way that the chapters split up this movie worked really well. Each chapter ended on the perfect kind of cliffhanger to make me go, give me the next chapter. But as far as the sequel setups go, this movie didn't really need them because Zack Snyder's probably not going to get a sequel to this movie. It did feel like Zack Snyder kind of being like baiting the audience, like, look at all this stuff that I might want to do for the sequel, like start hashtagging now Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, which to his credit is kind of working. But yeah, while there are some things that could have been cut out and could have been trimmed down a bit, this movie could have been probably 2 hours and 45 minutes to 3 hours long, if I'm being honest. But that's not really the point of this movie. The reason it's on streaming is so that Zack Snyder could take all the raw footage that he shot for 4 hours and just put it all out there for the fans. That's what the fans wanted to see, and that is what the fans are getting to see. And it's all pretty awesome stuff. So what's the plot of Zack Snyder's Justice League? Well, it's pretty much the same as the Justice League movie we got in 2017. After the death of Superman, Steppenwolf is coming to Earth. He is there to destroy the Earth, and Batman has to get all of these Justice League members together so that they can fight against Steppenwolf. The plot, the story of this movie is the general same story as the one we got in 2017, but the difference with this one is context. And I cannot stress that enough. This movie provides the context of those original scenes that we saw in 2017. And there's actually not that many scenes from the 2017 version in this movie. I was actually really surprised how different the scenes play in this movie. The way that this movie is structured is completely different from the structure of the 2017 version. And what surprised me, I think, the most out of this cut is how different the action sequences were. I was honestly expecting the action sequences from 2017 to be in this movie, but this movie has completely different action sequences and choreography in their action. And the finale to this movie is completely different from the 2017 finale, and that is the biggest positive from this movie. This movie has a way better ending than the 2017 version did. If you watched my review for the 2017 version, you know that my biggest criticism for the ending of that movie is that Superman just kind of comes, kicks Steppenwolf around, and it doesn't really feel like you need a Justice League. At the finale of this movie, every single Justice League character plays a part in defeating Steppenwolf, and they feel like they are supposed to be there. They feel like they have a purpose to be there, and they feel like they really contribute to playing a role in this team that Batman has put together. And speaking of Batman, yes, I called Batman a doof. I think he's a goof in the 2017 cut. I guess we're now calling it the Whedon cut. In the Zack Snyder Justice League movie, the Batman from Batman vs. Superman is back, but he's back in a consistent way as his character has grown from Batman vs. Superman. You see Batman kind of dealing with the guilt of Superman's death that he feels kind of responsible for, and why he feels like he needs to bring these people together to form the Justice League in Superman's memory. And Ben Affleck's Batman, if you're a fan of Ben Affleck's Batman, you get some really great moments with Ben Affleck as Batman in this movie, especially in the action sequences. He kicks a lot of butt, and it's so refreshing to finally see that kick butt Batman come back after the disappointing Batman we got in the 2017 cut. Speaking of characters that come back that are no longer disappointing, Steppenwolf was pretty awesome. I never in a million years thought that I would be saying Steppenwolf in the Justice League movie was actually a really good villain, but this Steppenwolf that Zack Snyder has created for his Justice League, not only is the design and the character more intimidating, but they actually give him a character. He has motivation behind him. He has a personality. He has reasons why he is doing what he is doing, and you fully understand why Steppenwolf has come to Earth and why he wants these mother boxes. You also finally understand, again, context, what the mother boxes are, what the parademons are, because even though this movie is 4 hours long, Zack Snyder uses that 4 hours to set up, develop, and explain these story beats and these storylines, character development. Characters have arcs in this movie. I know, crazy, right? But in my 2017 version, I called Steppenwolf a doof. He's a goofy, doofy villain. And yeah, I have no problem calling this Steppenwolf a doof. You're a doof, Steppenwolf. This Steppenwolf, on the other hand, I'm not gonna go there. A great example of this is in my 2017 review. I said that Steppenwolf had one coolish kind of scene where he takes on the Amazons after he arrives at Themyscira. This scene is still in the movie, but it is so much more epic. And it has way more engaging, thrilling, and exciting action within it. And you actually feel the stakes of what could happen if Steppenwolf gets that mother box. But Steppenwolf isn't the only character that's improved in the Zack Snyder Justice League. Cyborg and the Flash get pretty well serviced in this cut. I feel like Ezra Miller and Ray Fisher have to be pretty happy right now, especially Ray Fisher, because his Cyborg definitely has the most character development, I would say, throughout this movie. And the Flash, Ezra Miller, well, he was all talky and kind of annoying in the 2017 cut. Yeah, he does still kind of bring that nervous energy and he talks a lot, but not nearly as much as he did in the 2017 cut. And he feels more like an excited kid who's excited to be on the team than he does as an annoying comedic punchline side character. And of course, Superman in this movie, Henry Cavill, no longer has that CGI'd face because they didn't have to go over his mustache, which, watching this movie, you kind of have to think, why did they have to go over his mustache? Why did he have to come back for so many reshoots? Because there's some scenes in this movie that you really feel like, why did they cut this? Why couldn't this have been in the 2017 cut? Like, there's still a scene with Clark Kent and Lois Lane on the Kent farm, but they just reshot the same scene but used different dialogue in the 2017 cut, and it really comes across as why? Like, why did they have to do that? There's no reason why they had to do that. Overall, guys, this Zack Snyder Justice League cut was better than I thought it was going to be. It was definitely an improvement on, it wasn't even just an improvement on the film. It was the superior cut of the film. I don't understand how Warner Brothers, the executives, could have watched this and been like, yeah, we're gonna go with what Whedon has. We're gonna go with that other cut, the one that has like no character development, really bad jokes, terrible villain, terrible CGI. That's another thing in this movie. The CGI looks so much better because it's in its original saturation, the original color grading that Zack Snyder gave it, and the characters actually feel like the characters. For the very first time when this movie ended, I felt like I experienced the Justice League come together. Not just a bunch of actors in goofy costumes standing around together. I felt like the Justice League came together by the end of this movie. If you were disappointed with the 2017 Justice League movie, I highly recommend that you check out Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think you'll be very pleased and very impressed with how Zack Snyder tells that story in his vision. And this is by far my favorite movie that Zack Snyder has done in the DCEU. And guys, those are my thoughts and opinions on the Zack Snyder Justice League movie. I gotta say, this was a really unique experience watching what we really shouldn't have seen. This should have been the movie, the only Justice League that we got from Zack Snyder. What director gets to go back and complete a vision and complete his version of a movie when one's already come out? This is pretty unprecedented. It's really cool to be alive for it, and it's really crazy now to think back and watch this movie and see the scenes in the context that this film put them in, knowing the original context that they were meant to be put in, and just how much superior they are in those scenes. To say that this is a director's cut or the same movie from 2017 is really a big understatement. I can't imagine how it feels to be Zack Snyder right now, and I just gotta say congratulations, Zack Snyder, you did it. Thank you to all the fans that were on Twitter and hashtag and release the Snyder Cut. I'll be honest, I was not one of them. I never thought this was going to come out, but I'm very glad that it did. But I want to hear from you guys. What did you guys think of Zack Snyder's Justice League? Comment down below. Let me know. I want to know all your thoughts and opinions about this movie. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more movie reviews. I have a Falcon and Winter Soldier review that's going to be coming up after I watch the show. I'm actually going to go watch the show right after this video is done recording. Stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up shortly. As always, you guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video and checking out my channel. Once again, my name's Zachary Milne. Thank you for talking movies with me, and hope you have yourself a great day.